Hi. There's been a lot of posts lately about pantries, and I have to admit I get kind of jealous. Okay, I get a lot jealous over people who have really nice pantries, and that includes lots of shelving space. Well, that's not me. I don't have a nice pantry with lots of shelving space. Actually, this is a bedroom, or that was its intended purpose anyway. I have two bedrooms in my apartment. I use neither one. Um, for a variety of reasons, I decided to put my bedroom in an alcove that would otherwise be useless in the living room. So it gives me a cabin feel. So the other day when I started canning stuff again, I decided to finally make use of this room. No sun comes in here. The window is not conducive to sun. There's not a particularly nice view that I care to see. So this is perfect. And it stays cool in here too. And it's dark because there's one window and there's dark blue paint. There's also there are two light fixtures up there. I don't think you can see. That's the only light in the room. There's one plug-in. This apartment is lacking in the plug-in department. This one has one. It's the usual two outlets. This completely useless heater takes one of them during the cool months. The other one you can't get to because the Einstein who put up the baseboard covered the bottom part of it. So there's basically one workable outlet. So I decided to make this my storage facility. You'll see there are boxes. There are tons of boxes. And you are forgiven if you want to sing little boxes. I really hesitate to throw anything away. I really, really want to move. And I want to move sooner rather than later. And I figure I'll need these boxes, so why get rid of them? So anyway, let's get to the canning part. Okay. That's a painting of a cow. It was given to me by someone I really, really, really like and have met on Facebook. She's Julie Hirschberger, and I really hope to adopt one of her bulldogs someday. Okay. Now, rather than buying shelves, which I'd really like, but again, I want to move, and everything I buy, I'm going to have to move. So, and I'm hoping to move out of the state, so it's not like moving across the street. But I did have these two plastic bins, and they're huge. I forget how big they are, but they're big. And right now they're empty, but as you can see, the top part of the top lid is pretty full, so I'll be putting them in the bins. I have a third one. It's over here, and there are, I bought I think it was a 25-pound bag of rye berries, and then divided them up into smaller bags and vacuum sealed them, and that's within the bottom, or that's within that tub. Now, if you wander with me over here to my canning pantry, when I was going through things the other day, I discovered some jam that I canned 2 years ago, or not quite 2 years ago. I've also been canning celery, and I know the canning police say you're not supposed to, but thank you, Heather, over on the Needy Homesteader, for mentioning it, because this is going to save me so much time considering how much soup I can. Here we have turkey stock, or turkey chili rather, and something else, mystery meat. Oh, veggie stock. Isn't that cute? You can't, most of the stores here, you can't find vegetable stock. And when you make as much soup as I make, you end up with a lot of leftovers. So, ergo, veggie stock. I'll be adding to my stock soon. I have chicken thawing in the sink, as well as cans thawing, or jars rather, of chicken stock and turkey stock also thawing. We've been having a lot of problems with power. We've lost it twice lately, out. We often lose it for a few minutes when it's raining heavily. But the other day, we lost it for 5 hours. Yesterday, we lost it for 2 or 3 hours. And I'm not going to run the risk of losing things in the freezer. So I'm canning as much as I can and dehydrating stuff as well. I also have here chicken veggie soup. My first canned meat. This is chicken breast. French onion soup. More turkey chili. Great northern beans. I had a jar of these the other day for lunch. So good, so good. I'll be making more of those. So I'm still just really getting started. When I can, I'll be putting some in here, but also keeping 1 or 2 jars in the kitchen. The purpose of canning for me is to save time, and also, again, not to lose things. So I'm trying to think of every possible reason to can, or what I might want to can or have on hand. So I'll be doing lots more beans, and I'm going to be doing a bean mix because I eat a lot of beans. This is my handy dandy canner. It is a granite ware. I believe it's 20 quarts. I bought it, I think I got it last year, but before I had a chance to use it, I had to have surgery, and then I had to deal with other health issues. So I really wasn't in, and I also had a lousy garden. So I wasn't in much of a mood to can last year. I did do some water bath canning. I do have a water bath canner, as well as stock pots that I usually use for water bath because I don't do large batches. But to be perfectly honest, and in the interest of self-disclosure, I usually use a steam canner when I'm water bathing. I don't really want to have to deal with a canner that is heavy with water when I can just use a steam canner. These are some of my jars. Actually, they're most of them except for the half pint and the 4 ounce jars. I keep them in here so they're out of the way, basically, as well as the rings. And there are lids somewhere around here. And I really kind of hate to admit this, but I already need more pint jars. There are also jars in this box. I think those are all quart jars. And I don't think I'm going to need as many as those. I initially thought I'd be doing mostly quarts, but in retrospect, it makes more sense for me to can in pints. It's more of a single serve. Then it's not like I won't have to open a jar, a quart jar, and then figure out what I'm going to do with leftovers. Okay, this is my paper towel collection. What I'm going to do with leftovers, especially when you run the possibility of, again, losing power, and now you may not have quite as much, but you still have part of a jar of things that need to be taken care of. So, what next? There is that temptation to go ahead and get some kind of a shelving unit that can be easily taken apart. I have the other bedroom. I mentioned I had two. The other bedroom I use for my, I call it the lab. It's where I make my soap. And there is a table in there that I may bring in here. I'm not sure why, but I might. There's room for it, why not? And it also gives me an opportunity to store more things in here. I make a lot of spice blends on my blog. I just posted, I thought I already had, but I posted my blend for a Lebanese spice blend that I used with some kali rice. I'll post a link for that if I remember. If I don't, someone please remind me. And, but other than that, I don't think I'm going to do much in here. It's not really meant, or at least to my way of thinking. I was watching someone's vlog today and they were showing their pantries. They had lots of them. And I got exceedingly jealous with each one, and they do a lot of storage of things to need in an emergency, and I don't really see this as that type of a pantry. It's more of a place where I can store my canning. I might decide to, right now, I make small batches of my spice and herb blends. I may decide to do larger ones, and if that's the case, I will find a place in here to keep them, because as I said, it is cool and it is dark. Especially the blends that I use more often, like my chili mix. I have a cream of almost anything mix that I use. So those are the types of things that I use a lot of, and it'll also keep my cow company. Oops, you can't see my cow. She's such a pretty cow. Moo. Okay. Well, that's my pantry for what it is, and I hope you'll show us yours. We can all get ideas from each other. At least I got lots of ideas from the others. Bye.